This segment is brought to you by the new nutritional dietary cookbook, Eating Out Anna's Box, by international supermodel Anna Rexick. In this critically acclaimed cookbook, Anna Rexick shares her personal recipe secret that keeps her body frail-tastic. Recipes such as an exotic ice cube salad with tasty imaginary dressing, sure to give you that xylophone rib cage women die from. For. Eating Out Anna's Box by Anna Rexick. Black men will stop complimenting you on your ass. Hi guys, I of course am the legend of the smiles. Peep gang. What's up YouTube? How have you been? I know it's been a long time and I shouldn't have left you. But here's the thing. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing YouTube videos again. But on another channel. But I want everybody from this channel to go to my new channel and subscribe. All of my subscribers from this channel, go to my new one and subscribe. It's the Legendary Smiles, spelled SMYLZ. You can search for it, or I might leave a link in the description below. But I want all of you to subscribe to the new page. That's when I'm going to be doing all my new content. I'll still keep this channel alive, just for memories, I guess, for nostalgia, whatever. But the new YouTube channel is going to be a different format. It's not just going to be me drunkenly ranting in front of a camera. It's actually going to be cut out segments from a podcast that I'm going to be doing. The podcast will be uploaded on SoundCloud. So if you want to hear the entire podcast in its entirety, because the YouTube video is going to be segments from the podcast, but if you want to listen to the entire podcast in its entirety, you can download the SoundCloud app or go to the website and search for The Legendary Smiles, SMYLZ. I'll put that link in the description too. The podcast is pretty much talk radio. I'll be broadcasting. It won't be live. It'll be time shifted, but I'll be broadcasting for the podcast, current events, news, pop culture, movies, entertainment, politics, religion, science, whatever interests me at that time, including my drunken rant. That's also a go. And I also Periscope the podcast. Now here, the Periscope is the best. You can follow me on Periscope at Legendary Smiles. Because if you follow me on Periscope, you get to see the before of the podcast where I get everything set up. You get to watch me during the podcast and even interact with me during the podcast, because sometimes I might glance and read the little comments that you may post while I'm doing the podcast, and I interact with you. And then after the podcast, I hang out on Periscope and hang out with everybody that's in the Periscope chat room until the battery dies or I get kicked out, whichever comes first. So you have to subscribe to my new YouTube channel, The Legendary Smiles, where my new YouTube video is going to be posted. You can follow me on SoundCloud for the podcast in its entirety, The Legendary Smiles, and you can follow me on Periscope to interact with me during the podcast. I also have a Facebook page dedicated to the podcast. That's where I post some of the content, some extra stuff, some additional content. Just go to Facebook and search for The Legendary Smiles, or if you're lazy, I'll just post that link to the description as well. I have a Twitter for the podcast at Legendary Smiles, SMYLZ, and for some reason I even have an Instagram for the podcast. I don't know what I'd be taking pictures of, but I have it. It's Legendary Smiles, all lowercase, no at. So it's the YouTube channel, the new one. Subscribe to that. The SoundCloud for the podcast. Follow that. The Periscope. Follow me on Periscope for the interaction. The Facebook page for additional content. Tweets on Twitter, additional content. Instagram for some sort of visual content, and Periscope. I said Periscope already, right? Yeah, I think I have everything covered. Oh, I also have another announcement to make. I drink Yingling now. I know, right? See, all of my old YouTube subscribers know that I've been a Heineken fanboy since I started drinking. I love Heineken. I love the taste of it. But sometime last year, I got to taste a Yingling, and it tastes so good that I started tasting it again. And then for the new year, I just converted. I don't know what it is about Yuengling. Here's a funny story about that. I've been to multiple beer fests and beer summits where I've tasted over 100 different beers at each event. And some of them I like Lagunitas IPA, some Abita Ambers, Iron Rod from Abita, Pabst. They had Pabst at the beer summit too. I've tasted a lot of craft beers from Witchcraft and Bayou Beer Summits and Beer Fest and Champion Square, but none of them was able to waver my taste of Heineken. Now, Heineken was always my comeback beer, but for some reason this Yuengling tastes so good that I've converted. I'm a Yuengling drinker now, not a Heineken drinker. I've even tried to go back to Heineken, and it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't taste the same. I appreciate everything that's Heineken done for me in the past. Don't get me wrong. I always have a special spot in my liver for Heineken. But right now, at the moment, Yuengling is my beer of choice. It tastes so damn good. So that's what's going on with me. Remember to go subscribe to my YouTube page and follow me on all my social media outlets. And till next time, I'm out. Subscribe, follow, and like the Smile Your Style podcast on all these social media platforms for additional content and a complete Smile Your Style experience.